Through the OONI Explorer search tool, you learn how to find individual OONI measurements. Looking at an individual measurement is useful because it contains the raw measurement data that can potentially serve as evidence of internet censorship. However, it's also important to look at OONI data in aggregate, which means looking at many measurements together at once. In doing so, you can more easily identify patterns that are necessary to rule out false positives and to examine internet censorship. Let's imagine that we read in the news that Twitter was reportedly blocked in Nigeria between June 2021 to January 2022. Our first step would be to go to the OONI Explorer search tool and filter measurements based on Nigeria, Twitter.com, and the specific date range. Already from the search tool interface of OONI Explorer, we can see that the testing of Twitter.com presented anomalies every time it was tested in Nigeria during this period. The fact that all measurements presented an anomaly provides a signal that Twitter was most likely blocked in Nigeria during this period. If, however, most measurements showed that Twitter was accessible and we only saw a few anomalies, then those few anomalies may have been false positives. This means that by looking at many measurements at once, we are able to more easily determine if they're false positives or if Twitter did in fact show signs of blocking in Nigeria. But scrolling through measurements on the OONI Explorer search tool can be quite tedious, and it doesn't enable us to easily compare measurements across different networks in Nigeria. What if Twitter is only blocked on one network in Nigeria, but it's accessible on all other networks? How does the blocking of Twitter vary across networks in Nigeria? To answer such questions, we need a tool specifically designed to present OONI measurements in aggregate, and that's exactly what we've built, the OONI Measurement Aggregation Toolkit. The Measurement Aggregation Toolkit, or as we call it, the MAT, is a new OONI Explorer tool that enables you to view OONI measurements in aggregate and to create your own custom charts. Similarly to the OONI Explorer search tool, the MAT allows you to filter OONI measurements based on various parameters such as country, network, date range, OONI probe test type, and website categories. Based on the filtering parameters that you choose, you can instantly generate a chart based on aggregate views of relevant OONI measurements. The MAT also enables you to determine which parameters you want to include in the Y and X axes of your chart. So let's go back to the example on the blocking of Twitter in Nigeria and investigate it using the MAT. News media reports mention that the blocking began on 5th of June 2021. So in the MAT, we will select Nigeria, we will add the Twitter domain, and we will select a date range between June to September 2021. By clicking the Show Chart button, we get the chart that you can now see. This chart provides an aggregate view of all OONI measurements pertaining to the testing of Twitter.com in Nigeria between June to September 2021. What we can clearly see is that almost all measurements are anomalous, as annotated in orange, during this period, providing a strong signal of censorship. The only normal measurements, annotated in green, were collected on 5th of June 2021, which is the same day that the blocking of Twitter reportedly began. Those normal measurements appear to have been collected a few hours before the block began on that day. If we would like to explore how Twitter blocking varies across networks in Nigeria, we can add ASN in the Y-axis of our next chart. In another example, we have used the MAT to generate a chart for Iran based on the testing of different categories of websites, such as online dating and environmental websites. In the generated chart, we can view the results of aggregated OONI measurements pertaining to the testing of different types of websites in Iran. Similarly to the headers of OONI measurements, we use green to annotate normal measurements, orange to annotate anomalous measurements, and red to annotate confirmed blocked measurements in the MAT charts. From this example, we can see that the testing of online dating websites presented more signs of blocking in comparison to environmental websites in Iran. In summary, viewing OONI measurements in aggregate allows you to more easily identify patterns of blocking and to compare blocking across networks and countries. We hope you find the mat useful.